about the Indiana Pacers, you got to give love to Tyrese Haliburton because he nearly had a triple-double. He balled out. He played the kind of game he's capable of playing. And all of this stuff that you point out about him, everybody's been talking about it and everybody getting on me for creating question marks about it. I'm getting disgusted personally because I'm getting blamed for some shit I really, really didn't do, all right? The fact of the matter is that I don't mean to down the brother because I think he can play. I think he can ball. Just because I don't think he's a superstar doesn't mean that I don't think he's a damn good player tinkering towards greatness. I mean, I'm not the one that labeled him overrated. That was his contemporaries who were ignorant, by the way, because he's not overrated, which is something that I said. But evidently, he's hard of hearing because as great as he is, or as great as he has the potential to be as a basketball player, he's not a great listener. Because when he had an opportunity to point out the real culprits spewing that nonsense about him, he wanted to point the finger in a very, very familiar place. Listen to Tyrese Haliburton post-game after the Pacers beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in Game 3.
Talking heads on the major platforms, I couldn't care less, honestly. Like, what do they really know about basketball? I mean, at a time like this, I'm not really on social media as much, but, you know, you see it, and, you know, ESPN might be on in my house.
A couple of things. You do know that Charles Barkley's a member of the media, right? So is Kenny Smith, two-time champion. So is Shaquille O'Neal, four-time champion. Charles Barkley is an all-time 75th anniversary team Hall of Famer, gold medal Olympic winner. Jay Williams, ESPN, National College Player of the Year, national champion at Duke. Kendrick Perkins, champion with the Boston Celtics. Markeith and Marcus Morris. Everybody's had comments about you. Okay? None of us were the ones who labeled you overrated. Those were your contemporaries. When you played in the NBA Finals, and we pointed out how you shooting 33% from the field and averaging 15 points a game, even you said you had to play better. There's an 8% drop-off. You're averaging 20 points a game, better than 50% shooting when you're winning playoff games. You're averaging 12 points a game in the 30 percentile shooting when you're losing games. And in my estimation, when you are somebody that is great, when you are somebody that is considered a superstar, that level of inconsistency doesn't necessarily exist. But far be it for me to tell you that. Somebody that's been covering the NBA for 30 years. Far be it for me. Maybe you'll respect it if you heard it from Irvin Magic Johnson himself. Listen up, please. Define a superstar.
A person who can go on the road and sell the building.
There we go. It's a simple definition.
Simple. I'm going to see that person, right?
So you ain't talking skill on the court. That's it. You talk about
draw,
box office.
Stephen A.
You got to be box office.
Magic's in town. You're going to the game.
Yeah, a superstar got to say, man, or you running home from the office and saying, oh, I got to see him on TV, right? And that's what Larry Bird, people running home, right? Charles Barkley, people running home. Shaq, people running home. Kobe, people running home. And then, of course, the greatest that's ever played, Michael Jordan, people going running home to see him. Or they're trying their best to get into the arena to see that brother play. That's a superstar who could go on the road and sell the building out.
What's a superstar player?
Superstar player, they got to lead you to the championship. They got to lead you to the championship, and it's gotta mean so much to them. It's got to be painful. It's got to hurt, you know. And so a superstar is a guy who makes his teammates better, right? It's not just getting yours, but how do you also inspire the other guys to bring them up to a level? That's a superstar to me that makes an impact on that team, in that locker room, in that city.
You get the picture now? You damn sure ain't the first category, but you got a chance to be the second. You win the championship over Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the reigning league MVP, who walked into Game 3 in Indiana averaging 36. You take him out and the Oklahoma City Thunder. We got to look at you differently, Tyrese Haliburton. You right about that. But for this particular moment in time, there is an absence of consistency, and there certainly isn't a box office element. That is not disrespectful. That is factual. Now, I do understand that certain players who will remain nameless, who happen to be superstars in this league, believe that that's hating on players. We don't do enough to tell your stories. We don't do enough to support and blow y'all up and talk about the positives. I'm sorry, I thought talking about the game was positive if you have a game. If you have a game and somebody's talking about how good your game is and comparing it to the greatest who ever played the game, isn't that complimentary? Last time I checked, I thought that was. So let's be very, very careful about what we're thinking about when we say some of the things that we say. It's real easy to point the finger at the media, or the media doesn't know, the media doesn't know. Well, can we watch? How much does a person need to know to watch you shoot 33% from three-point range? To watch you attempt 7 shots over the first 40 minutes of a game two of an NBA Finals, knowing that you're the engine, you're the straw that stirs the cup for the Indiana Pacers offense. How much expertise is needed to see you be handcuffed, to see you be passive-aggressive, to see you have the entire left side of the basketball court wide open in a one-on-one situation against a defender and don't even look to go in that direction because you run into a crowd of defenders? What level of expertise is needed in order for you to get the picture?